The question of African origins and connections within the Bible is a subject of profound complexity. It demands a careful and nuanced approach, moving beyond simplistic assumptions. Understanding this topic requires a deep dive into biblical texts themselves, alongside a thorough grasp of their historical and cultural contexts. Please like, comment, subscribe. Throughout history, various interpretations have emerged, some of which have unfortunately been misused. It is important to acknowledge that the Bible does not explicitly detail the origins of all African peoples as we understand them today. However, it undeniably offers significant clues and establishes clear connections to regions and populations that are part of the African continent. A central figure in any discussion of African connections in the Bible is Ham. He is identified in the book of Genesis as one of Noah's three sons, surviving the Great Flood. According to Genesis chapter 10, Ham is the father of four distinct sons: Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. Each of these sons is traditionally linked to specific geographical regions that are highly relevant to the African continent. Cush is widely associated with ancient Nubia and Ethiopia, encompassing areas south of Egypt. Mizraim is the biblical name for Egypt, a foundational civilization of North Africa. Put is generally connected to ancient Libya, representing another significant North African territory. While Canaan is linked to the Levant, a region bordering Africa, its inclusion within Ham's lineage highlights broader ancient world connections. This lineage has historically led to the interpretation that Ham's descendants are indeed among the ancestors of many African populations. It is crucial to understand that the Bible does not present a simplistic, monolithic view of Africa as a unified continent. The term Africa itself is a modern geographical and political construct, not a biblical one. The biblical narrative focuses on specific regions, kingdoms, and peoples, such as Egypt, Cush, and Libya, rather than a singular continental entity. Interpretations of these biblical lineages have, regrettably, been subject to significant historical biases and prejudices. One of the most damaging and persistent misinterpretations is the so-called curse of Ham. This concept, derived from a misreading of Genesis chapter 9, falsely claims a curse upon Ham's descendants. This curse was tragically and wrongly used for centuries to justify slavery and racial discrimination against people of African descent. It falsely associated Ham's descendants with inherent inferiority or servitude. Modern biblical scholarship, however, overwhelmingly and unequivocally rejects this interpretation. It is recognized as a later, fabricated narrative that has no basis in the original biblical text or its intended meaning. Beyond the Hamitic lineage, the Bible mentions other significant and compelling connections to the African continent. One notable example is the Queen of Sheba, whose visit to King Solomon is recounted in 1 Kings chapter 10. She is often associated with the ancient kingdom of Sheba, a region believed to be located in present-day Yemen and Ethiopia. Her journey signifies a powerful interaction between the ancient Israelite kingdom and a prominent African-linked power. Another profound connection is found in the New Testament, specifically the story of the Ethiopian eunuch in Acts chapter 8. This high-ranking official, a treasurer to the Queen of Ethiopia, was encountered and baptized by Philip the Evangelist. This event is highly significant, demonstrating the early spread of Christianity into the African continent. These examples collectively highlight the undeniable presence of African peoples and regions within the broader biblical narrative. They illustrate not only their geographical proximity, but also their active engagement with Jewish and subsequently early Christian traditions. These interactions underscore the diverse tapestry of the ancient world as depicted in Scripture. The Bible, when approached with careful study and historical awareness, provides a robust framework for understanding the presence of African peoples in the ancient world. It reveals a complex web of connections, lineages, and interactions that span millennia. This framework emphasizes the inherent diversity of humanity and the interconnectedness of ancient civilizations. By examining these biblical accounts, we gain a deeper appreciation for the historical and cultural contributions of African peoples. It encourages a thoughtful engagement with Scripture that acknowledges its global reach and its relevance to all peoples. The biblical narrative, therefore, serves as a testament to the enduring presence and significance of African populations throughout history.